Of all the creatures that call the world of Monster Hunter their home, none are as feared and as powerful as the Elder Dragons. Each one is a disaster walker, leaving devastation in its wake wherever it may appear. But one question that many fans continuously ask themselves remains: what is the hierarchy among Elder Dragons? While they as a whole are the strongest monster type by far, it is clear at first glance that not every Elder Dragon is born equal. So today, I would like to tell you about the various subcategories of Elder Dragons. This is a messy and confusing topic within the lore of Monster Hunter, which is why I am speaking to you directly today rather than doing my usual narration style. I want this to be as clear as possible. Big shoutouts to Band Dino, Shred Academy, and G-Man123, who already did a great deal of research on this topic. Their links are in the description. As far as we can tell, the hierarchy of Elder Dragons centers around 4 grades of power that the Hunters Guild seems to recognize. First off, there is the first grade category, which includes every Elder Dragon. Koryu, or simply Elder Dragon. This is the definition you are likely familiar with. Powerful, generally 6-limbed monsters that can harm and even destroy ecosystems through their presence alone. This grade describes all Elder Dragons, with the higher grades essentially being added on top of this for dragons that qualify for a higher level of power. There is also a related term called Koryu Kyusei, or Elder Dragon level, which describes monsters that are not classified as dragons themselves, but that rival them in power nonetheless. Explicitly confirmed examples of this are Deviljho and Rajang. Above the basic grade of Elder Dragon sits the second category, Chou Koryu, or Super Elder Dragon. This term is introduced in Iceborne's lorebook, Monster Hunter World Iceborne, the official complete works. In it is used to describe Ruiner Nergigante and monsters that are capable of rivaling it, such as Velkhana or Namiel. While the book does not provide a definition, looking at who it applies to gives us some clues. Super Elder Dragons seem to be Elder Dragons that possess the usual body shape and size of a dragon, while displaying vastly superior power capable of subjugating lesser dragons. The book also proposes that Furious Rajang should be considered Super Elder Dragon level, due to it being strong enough to stand its ground against Ruiner Nergigante. From this, one could argue that Savage Deviljho, which can be seen going toe-to-toe with other elders in this category and with Furious Rajang, should also be considered Super Elder Dragon level. But that is just speculation and up to your own discretion. The next grade of Elder Dragons that we know of is Tensai Koryu, or Calamity-level Elder Dragons. This term is introduced in Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, where Bahari uses it to describe Narwa and Ibushi specifically, and the Elder Dragon crises experienced during the expansion more broadly. This means that at its broadest, Calamity-level Elder Dragon refers to Ibushi, Narwa, Geismagorm, and Amatsu. It's worth noting that the term used in the Japanese game text is simply Tensai, or Natural Calamity, with the Elder Dragon part being added by the localization. But if we look into Rise's official lorebook, Ibushi and Narwa are repeatedly referred to as the Dragons of Natural Calamities, in a way that definitely seems like a title. So this is probably indeed an actual classification worth considering. Just as with Super Elder Dragons, we do not actually get a definition of what makes a Calamity-level Elder Dragon. And so, we must again look at the members of this group to suss out shared features among them. What stands out here is that these are all giants, dragons that are much larger than most of the monsters in the previous categories. They also don't strictly follow the standard Elder Dragon body plan, and sport various unusual features. Lastly, all known Calamity-level Elder Dragons have effects on their environments that go beyond mere destruction. The Serpents cause rampages that drastically alter monster behavior. Geismagorm and its Curio ravage ecosystems by turning its inhabitants into deranged anomalies, and Amatsu causes storms so violent that they force even powerful monsters such as Zinogre to migrate. So between these characteristics, I think we have a solid grasp on what makes a Calamity-level Elder Dragon. Giant Elder Dragons, whose bodies do not conform to the usual body plan, and who can have effects on the environment that are not just destructive, but inherently transformative to the ecosystem and the food chain. The final and highest known grade of Elder Dragon is Chō Saigai-Kyū no Monster, or Super Calamity Monster, officially localized as Catastrophic Elder Dragons. This term is introduced in the Fatalis title update in Monster Hunter World Iceborne, and then used again in the Iceborne lorebook. The only explicitly confirmed Catastrophic Elder Dragons are Alatreon and Safi-Jiva, but since the latter is also called Fatalis' counterpart in the same book, it's probably fair to say that Fatalis and its cousin Dire Miralis also ought to be included in this category. Just by looking at this lineup, we can already surmise that Catastrophic Elder Dragons are dragons capable of the kind of destruction that threatens not just ecosystems, not just regions, but vast parts of the world and all life on it. From burning a nation down overnight, to draining the life force from the earth itself, to boiling the oceans, Catastrophic Elder Dragons possess the unrivaled might to cause profound destruction on an unthinkable scale. So, these are the 4 categories of Elder Dragon that are acknowledged in the game's lore and functionally describe a group of Elder Dragons based on their power. If you have been a fan of Monster Hunter for a while, however, you may be wondering why certain terms and categories that you are familiar with were not mentioned. The reason this topic is messy is because there are numerous terms, both official and mostly fan-made, that have been used to group Elder Dragons together based on other characteristics, sometimes being erroneously seen as descriptors of power and hierarchy. So let's quickly go through some popular Elder Dragon group names and see how they fit into this official grouping. The most infamous term that comes to mind when discussing Elder Dragons and their different power levels is probably Kokuryu, or Black Dragon. However, Black Dragon is not an officially used category, but rather a title given specifically to Fatalis, Alatreon, and Miralis. To be precise, it is a feature of their aliases. In the Japanese versions of Monster Hunter, every monster has 2 names: their name and their nickname. Their name is written in katakana, while their nickname is written in kanji. The reason for this is that the nickname can then be used to name the materials that said monster drops, with the kanji being a lot more space efficient than the katakana name. For example, Rathalos' nickname is Fire Wyvern, and so its materials are called stuff like Fire Wyvern Scale in Japanese. So the Black Dragons are the 3 monsters that include the kanji Kuro, or black, in their aliases. In terms of lore, this title is only really relevant to the legend of the Black Dragon. This myth imagines destruction at the hands of a dragon clad in black scales, And the punchline of it is that different regions of the Monster Hunter world use this myth to describe a different one of the three aforementioned dragons. In Shrade, the legend refers to Fatalis, while in Loklak it is about Alatreon, while Tanzia uses it to speak of Dire Miralis. Black Dragon is thus, at most, a cultural term that does not directly refer to a specific level of power, although all of them are obviously quite powerful. And more crucially, this is all background stuff. The term Black Dragons, plural, has never been used by the series in any official capacity. A related term that I'm sure some viewers have been yelling at the screen for a while now is Daikyu no Kiken Monster, or First Class Dangerous Monsters. This is probably the most popular fan term to describe all sorts of powerful Elder Dragons, but unfortunately its actual presence in the official canon is extremely sparse. In fact, this term is used only a single time in all of Monster Hunter, namely in Monster Hunter Tri. The Loklak Guildmaster calls Alatreon, and only Alatreon, a first-class dangerous monster. And that's it. In the 17 years since this text box, the term first-class dangerous monster has never been used again, and the classification is not even retained in the English version, being localized instead simply as insanely dangerous. So, yeah, while I am not your dad and cannot stop you from calling Fatalis whatever you want, as far as the Monster Hunter canon goes, first-class dangerous monsters might as well not even exist as a category. What is, however, a fairly prominent official category is Kinki Monster, or Forbidden Monsters. This is an internal name used within Capcom that was first publicly revealed in Monster Hunter Principles of Creativity 2. It refers specifically to a group of final boss monsters that the development team wished to keep secret, never referencing them in official marketing if possible until the 15th anniversary exhibition. This is not a measure of power or really even a lore term, but simply a descriptive term that defines them as taboo to talk about. Monster Hunter Super Encyclopedia further defines them as monsters that are only spoken of in fairy tales, adding just a bit of lore spice to them. The monsters in question are Fatalis, Crimson Fatalis, Old Fatalis, Alatreon, and Dire Miralis, and only them. This was a term for a specific practice within the development team up until 2019, and so, by definition, no new monsters can be added to it. The final term I'd like to discuss is also the newest one. Kinki Q Monster, or Forbidden Class Monsters. This title is only used a single time in the Japanese version of Monster Hunter Wilds, where Olivia uses it to refer to Zoshia. Now, first off, you'll notice that this is a different title compared to Forbidden Monsters, using a different phrase in Japanese. Based on this, we can probably rule out Zoshia just being a new addition to the Forbidden Monsters. This term is something else entirely. Within the context of this cutscene, it seems that the forbidden part of the term refers to Zoshia's creation being a crime against nature, and that its existence itself is the result of a taboo act. And here you have it, the hierarchy of Elder Dragons, as well as some explanations regarding popular fan terms. As always, just because something is or isn't canon does not mean you aren't allowed to theorize and speculate within your own fantasy. Just keep in mind that this is the state of things as far as the official information goes. If you enjoyed this video and are a fan of Monster Hunter more broadly, please consider checking out Guild Surplus, where me and a friend offer fan-made Monster Hunter goodies such as a replica Rathalos plate or parchment lore documents. Link to the website is in the description. Thank you. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. As usual, I would like to give a very special thank you to everyone who supports the channel monetarily, either on Patreon or via YouTube channel memberships. A very special thank you to A. Jackson, Admiral Frost, Alistair in Wonderland, Artur Centeno, Austin, Autumns, Black Ace 202, B, Bruggy, Chocolate Coat, Claire Miboon, Darkest, Destro, Dragonlord, Dissy, Ethan Toombs, Feopuz, Faye/Sleepy Tiki, Fieden, Glitch NPC, Good Hunter, Harpier, Hellbug Hunter, Hutsan, I'm Just Happy to Be Here, Inepts, Iron Camel, It's Robin Now, Jacob Coleman, Joey Tribby 58, Jonathan Ginsberg, Magenta, Carl the Crab, Kelly Barnett, Kogath, Lieferdienst, Logan Bilodeau, Lufish, M1Have12, Macaroni Leviathan, Makamawi, Makot02, Matt Hat 124, Meta Defiance, Mr. Pyramid, Molly Mockery, My Name Gone, Nico Soleil, Nils Schlatter, Noah Schantz, Oakwood Tree, Paige Gandalf Soda, Person 212, Pre-Coom King, Punonym, Quali, Rambling Robin, Raspberry, Regal Eagle, Resident Neko Arc, Wronger 97, Rose, Ryan Hook, Skiba, Shebo, Silly Wizard 97, Siragon, Sir Newt, Soruka, Tacti Wolf, The Iciest Man Alive, The Dollarfish, Thick, Tsuki Midnight Boshi, Ankh with Good Puss, Uthduna is an Octopus, Veraxis, Vulgar Beast, Wandering Soul, Wolf of Time, Zaffi, Lino Garcia, Zai Bandit, Zion HV Augenson, and Kuroneko. Thank you everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye, take care.